Hi, I'm Czar, and I'm going to be talking about the Legendary Pictures Monsterverse movies. Why, you may ask? I don't know. I got bored and I haven't done anything scripted in a while, so, just why not? Let's begin with the 2014 film. "15 years after a monster attack was disguised as a nuclear meltdown, Joe Brody, one of the survivors, is trying to prove that it wasn't a meltdown and that the government is trying to cover it up. His son, Ford, tries to get him to come see his family, but Joe and him end up going to the site and get arrested in the process. Joe turns out to be right, as it's revealed that a massive cocoon is there feeding off the energy of the destroyed plant, and it hatches soon after. The Muto, as it's later called, escapes the site, and Joe is mortally wounded in the chaos. Ford shortly after meets Dr. Sarazawa, who tells Ford about Monarch and these massive creatures called Titan. Monarch has been trying to understand how these creatures work, and they reveal their main creature of interest, Gojira, or Godzilla as we all know him. Ford is sent to Hawaii and gets in the crossfire of the Flying Muto, the military, and the fully introduced Godzilla. The Muto flies away towards Nevada to find its significant other, and Godzilla gives chase. The male meets the female in San Francisco, and they steal a nuke to help feed the eggs the female laid. Ford and a bunch of other military guys set out to get the nuke and destroy the eggs, while Godzilla deals with the two Mutos. In the only kaiju fight we fully see in this film, by the way. The eggs are destroyed, the nuke is retrieved, and the male Muto is killed by Goji. The female almost gets the nuke back, but Godzilla manages to grab it and kills it in the coolest way possible. Goji then takes a nap and heads back to the ocean after the sun rises, with the world now knowing that monsters exist. The story itself is okay, not great, but definitely not terrible. It follows a pretty straightforward path and has a satisfying conclusion, but I do have a few problems. First, this movie doesn't really feature Godzilla as much as you'd think. He doesn't fully appear until an hour into the film, and when he does, it cuts away after he does his roar. This happens again when we get to San Francisco and the female Muto begins laying its eggs. The male Muto and Godzilla are about to fight again, and then it cuts away. Again. Goji's great when we do see him, but we really needed more of him. Second problem is the fact they killed off the best character in the movie, Joe Brody, and aside from Sarazawa, the other characters aren't very interesting. Ford is what I would describe as the saltine of the human characters. I don't hate him, but he's just not a very compelling character. Also, this movie came out a year before Age of Ultron, and we see Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen playing a married couple. Then in Age of Ultron, they're siblings, so that's pretty bad timing. Other than those two problems I have with the movie, nothing else really comes to mind in terms of flaws, but it should be considered a sin to hold all the monster fight scenes until the very end of the movie. As I said, Godzilla himself is great when we see him. He's gigantic, imposing, he has a great roar, and is a complete badass through and through. The atomic breath reveal and how it's used in the ending are also great, particularly the way it's used against the last Muto. Joe Brody is played by Bryan Cranston, and he's undoubtedly the best actor in this movie, followed by Ken Watanabe, who plays Sarazawa. I like the designs of the Mutos, and I think they're weirdly adorable at points. I kinda felt bad for the female Muto after it started crying for the loss of its eggs, but they're still an invasive species and would have contributed to the extinction of humanity, so it kinda balances out, I guess. The cinematography is excellent. We see the monsters at angles where only a human could see them, making them feel larger than life. The Halo jump scene is breathtaking and was perfect for the trailers. The final fight is pretty good and the music works for what it sets out to do. I do wish we could hear the OG Godzilla theme here, but that's thankfully fixed in future movies. Overall, not a bad movie, but it's definitely eclipsed by every other movie in this series, as you'll see. Solid 7 out of 10. Next up is...
Monkey. Okay, hold up, wait a minute, all good, just a week ago. Group at my house, and we party every weekend, so on the radio, that's my favorite song. Make me bounce around like I don't know, like I won't be here long.
Ford is what I would describe as the salting of human crackers. Damn it.